Hello there guys, it's Stephen here and it's been an immensely frustrating night. I was holding on to do this video until 11 o'clock to hopefully have some good news for you, but I have no news at all, sadly. It's been one of those frustrating days, kind of summed up by what a sham of a club Arsenal actually are. Yes, I am biased there, but it looked all for the world that this was going to happen, that Sanchez was going to be holding up a blue shirt over in Chile. He was going to be a happy man. He was going to see his two dogs up in Manchester, but it hasn't happened. And of course, also, I am sponsored by OneFootball. Go and check out their app for all the transfer news and all the signings and all the confirmed ones. Not Manchester City ones, but there's a little bit of loan news and so on. But yeah, no City confirmed signings, but go and check them out in the description below. But yes, the Sanchez saga has been painful to watch there. At one point, I just switched off the internet. I pulled away from Twitter because it was driving me absolutely mad. It looked like City were going to sign him. It looked like we'd offered the amount. They actually apparently rang City saying we'll do it for £60 million. Then in a typically Arsene Wenger move, absolutely bottle spending some money, they tried to bid for Lamar for around £90 million allegedly. I'm not sure if that was accepted and he rejected it, or then they decided to pull away from it. But either way, that didn't happen. They left themselves no time to get a replacement in, which was an absolutely pathetic bargaining position to be left in. Now they've got a player that's unhappy. And we didn't get our man despite agreeing a fee with them. It's a weird scenario and it's very easy to be very frustrated, and I am incredibly frustrated. I can't pretend I'm too worried about our forward line. I think it's very strong and I think it will come good eventually. The things that worry me most about this are maybe a slight lack of goals. Alexis could have solved that if we had got an injury to Jesus and Aguero, but it's frustrating, but I guess there isn't much more you can do if a club like Arsenal simply doesn't want to sell. Sometimes clubs do not want to sell their players, and if they say no so often, then you are kind of stuck with that situation. As it is, I think our forward line, though, in general, our attacking options are probably our strongest point at the moment. So I think that's probably one area I would have passed on in terms of recruitment. But one thing that didn't happen is Jonny Evans. We haven't got the Belfast Parisi, and I thought that was going to happen too. It looks like Mangala was lined up for a move to Crystal Palace, which would have been a good move for him, but they didn't want him in the end. They went after Sacco, and it didn't happen. I think apparently he rejected them. I think maybe he sees himself at potentially a bigger club. There was obviously links to Inter Milan there, but that didn't happen. There is still a chance he could be sold tomorrow with the Spanish market still open. But Mangala's still here, which means no Jonny Evans. There was a rumour that West Brom were going to try and take him as well, but it looks like Mangala's just been fussy, and I guess it's his career. I don't really blame him. So we haven't got really the two players they actually need, and we still haven't got left-back cover. So we are probably 3 players short of the squad that Pep actually wanted, which isn't ideal. I think it's fair to say in general it has been a pretty good window. You can't not say Danilo, Mendy, Walker, Bernardo Silva, Edison. These players are obviously very good players. They've improved our squad massively, but we are still short in some areas, and maybe that will cost us come the business end of the season. We won't have the players that we want in the positions we want, where maybe we do need them when injuries pick up and tiredness kicks in, which is a big shame. It's a huge shame, let's be honest. But that is football. I am gutted about Alexis Sanchez. I did think he was going to be a Manchester City player, but sometimes you don't win every single battle. I think it's going to be an absolutely hugely bad move for Arsenal. He is a sulky person, a warrior, but a sulky person. A bit of a Carlos Tevez that way in terms of he will let you know when he's not in a good mood. And I can see him running, well, not running at all, to be totally honest. I can see him being very negative around the squad. And in general, Arsenal regretting not just taking that 60 million. It was, of course, Jadon Sancho surprise £7 or £10 million move to Dortmund. Dortmund of all teams. I really didn't see that coming. I thought he was going to end up at Spurs or Arsenal. I'm just glad he's out of the country. And he's been given the number 7 shirt, which is a huge statement of intent from the German team. Obviously, that was the shirt that was left vacant by Dembele. And he probably will get first team football there, and he is good enough. He did win the Golden Boy Award at the European Under-17 Championships, where England obviously were beat in the final. He was voted the player of the tournament there. So he's a player that should be getting football at 17. If you're going to be voted the best player at the tournament, you're probably one of those elite prospects that deserves to get games. If he gets games there, he will feel vindicated for his very childish moves, we're being totally honest. I don't blame him for wanting to move. Every player has a right to want to move sometimes. What does bug me is how they do it. He should not have basically skived off for the best part of the month, because that is childish. But I guess he'll end up feeling vindicated if he ends up becoming a regular there, because Dortmund are a hell of a team with great reputation of using youngsters. It's just a shame it had to happen that way. And elsewhere as well, there was obviously a loan for Kian Bryan to Oldham. Kian has had a hard time with injuries, but in general, he's a likeable warrior, and hopefully he'll get plenty of games close to home at a league where I can maybe even go watch a game or two of him, because he's a bit of a warrior, and fingers crossed he'll make a bit of a name for himself down in the lower divisions. There's also the wonderful news that Wilfred Bony has left to Swansea, and he's going to be wearing the number 2 shirt. Modern football, I don't even know what's going on with it anymore. Bony as a number 2, as a striker for Number 2, don't make your own equations of that one. He's a little bitch. Never mind. For Swansea, that's a weird one, but I'm glad to see him off our books. That's one bit of good news because he's a nice guy, but it just hasn't worked out, has it, for Manchester City? What are your thoughts on this transfer deadline day? It's been a little bit anticlimactic. Obviously, watching PSG sweep up Mbappe leaves you with a massive tinge of jealousy. They've got another world-class player there, potentially. They've had a hell of a window, haven't they, with Neymar as well, and Dani Alves. Don't get me started on that one. And it's easy not to kind of get caught. It's easy to get caught up in the hysteria of deadline day and maybe devalue the other signings. But though it is fair to say there are still some gaps in our squad, but that's it. We've got arguably still, in my opinion, the best squad in the league. Maybe it isn't strong enough if there are some serious injuries, but you could say the same about exactly every other team in the league in that situation. That's it, guys. What did you make of our transfer window in general, not just deadline day? Let me know in the comments. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll be back at home at some point at Nicholas for more videos later on this week. See you later, guys.